Hello and welcome. I'm Saeed from StoryPlanet.net. Dive right into the essence of the most captivating books without reading them cover to cover. Whether you're on the go, at the gym, or just relaxing at home, we offer you a unique and enriching listening experience. Today, we are exploring the book, The Dying Citizen, a creation by Victor Davis Hanson. In The Dying Citizen, 2021, the erosion of modern American democracy is examined, focusing on globalization and identity politics and how left-wing progressives are undermining the nation's core principles. Before we delve into these revelations, it's interesting to note that Victor Davis Hanson is a senior fellow at Stanford University and a retired classics professor from California State University, Fresno. He has written more than 20 books, including The Case for Trump. With 6 key ideas to unveil, brace yourself for a deep dive into this captivating book. On StoryPlanet.net. To start, the text discusses the lack of progress among progressives and explores the reasons behind their stagnation. The text discusses concerns about the neglect of democracy in Western society, despite efforts to address issues like racism and climate change. It highlights how progressives may be undermining democracy and other crucial aspects such as workers' rights, the economy, and the democratic process. Key points include the potential threat to the U.S. Constitution, the operations of the deep state, and the impact of globalization on the West. Key idea number 1. The decline of the middle class is harmful to democracy. Ancient Greek political philosophers valued the middle class for their independence, hard work, and interest in political stability. The U.S. is seeing a decline in the middle class, leading to a stark divide between the rich and the poor. The loss of a strong middle class poses a threat to democracy. Key idea number 2. Americans' sense of collective identity is in danger. In the 19th century, diverse immigrants united in the U.S. under the principles of equality outlined in the Declaration of Independence and Constitution, fostering a melting pot culture. Assimilation included adopting English and new traditions. The fear of potential conflicts if separate cultural identities were allowed led to promoting a shared identity. In the present day, illegal immigration is seen as a threat to American values, as it impedes the integration process and citizenship ideals. Key idea number 3. The deep state holds influence over American politics. The United States has a deep state that includes various powerful entities such as intelligence agencies, the military, civil service, media, universities, and Wall Street financiers. This deep state influences education, media, and regulatory bodies. An example is the IRS targeting certain non-profit organizations based on their political affiliations, leading to an advantage for a specific presidential campaign. The deep state comprises unelected bureaucrats who enforce a vast number of federal regulations. It is noted that the issue of the deep state appears to be escalating, with a large number of agencies and bureaucrats wielding significant power without being elected by the public. Key idea number 4. Tribalism is a dangerous and narrow method of societal organization. The text discusses the history and dangers of tribalism, where societies divided along ethnic lines lead to discrimination, war, and genocide. It highlights examples like racial segregation in the southern U.S., Nazi Germany, and genocide in the Balkans. The text also points out the resurgence of tribalism in the contemporary United States, driven by racial and ethnic divisions, even within left-wing progressive circles. It questions the regression towards tribalism in modern society, citing examples such as racially segregated campus housing and academic departments. This revival of tribalism is portrayed as a step backward from the progress made in challenging racial divisions. Key idea number 5. Progressives are attacking the Constitution. The text discusses growing sentiments to alter the U.S. Constitution, driven by a desire for greater equality of outcomes and criticism of the document's limitations in promoting egalitarian values. It highlights a preference for more executive power to address issues such as income redistribution and climate change. opposed by those seeking to maintain the Constitution's original intent of protecting personal freedom and property. Critics argue that the Constitution hinders addressing societal inequalities and favor replacing it with a more radical, socialist-leaning approach. Key idea number 6. Globalization has negative impacts on America. Globalization involves nations considering themselves part of a global community. This trend has led to potential disadvantages for the United States, such as the dilution of resources, negative impact on American workers due to firms relocating overseas, and weakening of political institutions through external policy imposition without democratic approval. Despite claims of global harmony and prosperity, the core values and practices of each nation still significantly differ. China's actions during the COVID-19 pandemic illustrate that, highlighting conflicts with American values despite economic integration. In conclusion, American democracy is threatened by division along ethnic and racial lines, rising numbers of illegal immigrants affecting integration, and globalization's impact on American workers and the economy due to jobs moving overseas. Thank you for listening to this summary. If you enjoyed this exploration, we invite you to discover other fascinating books on StoryPlanet.net. Don't wait any longer. A multitude of books, stories, and knowledge await you there. See you soon on StoryPlanet.net.